Welcome back to another Viral Podcast episode. Today we're going to be speaking with PrimetimeTV. He streams primarily on Kick right now. Is that correct?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. And then before we start, here's a message from Noble Chairs. How'd you get it started with streaming? What got you into it?
You know, it's actually crazy. I would say back in 2011, 2012, back when Modern Warfare 3 first came out. I was in a space where when I would play that game, I was so good that, I really wanted to create content.
Yeah.
And streaming wasn't a thing back then. So me and a friend of mine, we went to Best Buy, we bought a capture card. And we started recording off of our console, like gameplay footage and uploading it to YouTube. This is back in 2011. I never really truly took it serious.
Yeah.
But we tried it, it never went anywhere. So years later, back in 2019, I was playing PUBG at the time, and a couple of my friends were just hounding me like, you should think about streaming. You should really think about streaming, bro. You're good at the game. You're funny. You're entertaining, bro. You would kill it. And at that time, I thought about streaming on Twitch, but that platform is so saturated. It's like, I'm just going to be another guy, It's just going to be so hard to try and make it in that space that's already, like I said, oversaturated. So one day I was on Facebook scrolling, and I seen someone live playing video games. And I was like, what is this? What am I seeing right now? And I commented in their chat. I was like, hey, how are you live streaming video games on Facebook? And never forget it. And he ended up becoming a good friend of mine. His name was Triple G. And he was like, yeah, I'm streaming on Facebook Gaming. It's like, Facebook Gaming? And I hadn't heard of it at the time.
Yeah.
And apparently it had been a thing for almost a year at that point.
Oh, wow.
It came out, Facebook Gaming came out July of 18, and this was about March of 19. So after he said that, I asked him a couple more questions, and I was off to the races. I mean, I went out, I got a camera, I got a PC. I've never owned a PC in my life at that point. Just always a console gamer. Yeah. Got a PC, got a capture card, got everything I needed. And by mid-April of 19, I was live on Facebook Gaming, streaming.
Oh, that's pretty cool, man.
Yeah.
So you kind of hit it at its beginning stage. I mean, it was a year in already, but still early enough to where you kind of was part of the whole growth of Facebook.
Yeah.
Gaming.
Yeah, for sure. I definitely got in, not too late.
Yeah.
And was able to, in a shape or form, benefit from the platform and what they had to offer as far as like their algorithm at the time, because they ended up getting rid of that. But yeah, in regards to those things, I mean, I definitely was able to take advantage of some of the early benefits. Got a supporter button. I think like literally by my second month streaming, I had a supporter button, where at that time on Facebook, it was very hard to get a supporter button.
Yeah.
Some people, it took them a year and a half, 2 years to get a supporter button, because Facebook was still trying to like roll things out. They weren't fully established, as where Twitch was, where they had these, hey, if you hit these metrics, you'll get into this program. If you hit these metrics, you become a partner. Partner wasn't even a thing then. They did have the level up program, but getting into level up didn't mean that you got a supporter button. You would have to get into the level up and then continue to hit certain metrics, and then have that button rolled out to you on your page. So yeah, I was able to get in early enough and take advantage of some of the earlier things. I always look back and I just say, man, I wish I would have got in a year earlier.
Yeah.
I wish I would have got in, July of 18, or, in around that time. I could have took advantage of a lot more things than what I had to begin with, so. But Facebook was a great platform, and I enjoyed my 4 years on that platform, and I had a lot of fun, and I have a lot of memories.
That's good, man. Now, supporter button, is that similar to like the sub button?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yep. Same thing Twitch has, Kick, YouTube.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, but like I said, the way that Facebook did it was just different. It wasn't that it was different. It was just that I guess
They
they
didn't
didn't
really
know the
have
route.
criteria at that.
Yeah, they just
point.
didn't know, I guess, how they wanted to go
Right.
with it in regards to how people got it until I would say about probably 2 years later when they finally actually threw the partner requirements on the dashboard where you could actually apply for a partner on the dashboard. That's when it was, at that point, people, were able, as soon as they became level up, they had the supporter button.
That's pretty cool.
So, yep. And then the thing is, gifted subscriptions, though, were always only a partner thing, which is different than any other platform I've been on, where as soon as you become like an affiliate or whatever, you instantly have the ability to get gifted subs.
Okay.
On Facebook, that just wasn't a thing. Even to this day now, you have to be a partner to get gifted subs.
Gotcha. Now, have you, we know you're on Kick now. Have you done anything on Twitch?
Yeah, so before I did a world record attempt this past month, I was actually restreaming on all platforms.
Okay.
I was restreaming on Facebook, Kick, Twitch, and YouTube.
Okay.
All at the same time. So I just try to get my content out to as many places as possible for as many eyes to see. For 4 years, I was, on one platform. And again, I've 60,000 followers. I saw a lot of growth, a lot of success.
That's a good amount.
Yeah, but with the route that Facebook ended up going, a lot of partners leaving. I just at that point I didn't want to, limit myself to a single platform and just a singular place of reach. I wanted my live streaming content to be, as in many places as possible, for as many eyes to see. So that's why I restream on all platforms because, I say this all the time. You just never know.
Right.
I could be streaming on all those platforms, and one day,
right,
for whatever reason, my Twitch blows up, or my YouTube, or whatever. So, but if you're not streaming on those platforms, you're never going to have that opportunity. So
that's true.
There are benefits to streaming on one platform, but then there are also benefits to streaming everywhere.
Right. Now, so neither of those really have any exclusivity guidelines?
No, there is. Depending on your partner contract with Facebook, mine specifically has a 20-hour exclusivity in my contract. So I have to get Facebook 20 hours of exclusive content. But Twitch's guidelines, if you actually read them, once you're an affiliate with them, technically you're not supposed to
I think it's
like restream
hours.
Like you're not supposed to like restream at all at any point. It's not to say you can't stream on other platforms, you just can't restream. It all depends on, like I said, their policies. It also depends on like if you're a partner, what your specific contract says, because everybody's contracts are different. So it's just really depending on how your stuff is done up. It could be, it could not be.
Yeah.
With Kick's not at all. Like there's no exclusivity with Kick whatsoever. You can stream on Kick and and you can stream wherever you want, whether you're a verified user, a partner, it doesn't matter. You can stream wherever you want to, whenever you want to.
Okay, good. Now, having streamed across the three platforms, are you noticing any major differences between the three? Do you find an advantage in one over the other?
All platforms have pros and cons. And I think that's evident. I think and it's crazy. Social media gets wild sometimes with this. They'll condemn an entire platform because of what one person did or whatever. And the reality is, at the end of the day, there's pros and cons to everything. Not just streaming. It's just life.
Right.
It doesn't matter. You could buy a brand new car tomorrow. There's still cons and pros in comparison to, say, another car.
Right.
Nothing is perfect. Period. So for me, I Facebook 4 years. Grew up a pretty solid community there. I love that platform even to this day. Even though it's going downhill and people have left, and I still love Facebook gaming. I think it's still a great platform. They just need to fix some things, But Facebook gaming always had massive upside potential, and just bugs and issues of that nature just really kept a lot of people in a place where they just never truly were sure if it would go the route that they wanted it to go. So Twitch has always been what it is.
Yeah.
They've been around for a long time. They're well established. Their dashboard is beautiful. Twitch does a lot of good things right, but they take half your money.
Yeah.
So Facebook, bunch of bugs. The support system there, as far as like being able to contact someone and get help, is the worst.
Right.
And then Twitch obviously taking 50% of your money.
Yeah, that's a lot.
So but with Kickman, there's been some bugs. Again, it's a brand new platform early on.
Yeah.
It's understandable. But I'll be honest with you, after streaming, and YouTube, I think YouTube is super nice too as well. Kick is doing a lot of the right things.
Yeah.
Just simple fact that they're the owners, the CEO, they're active on social media.
Yeah.
That they're coming into people's chats, talking, donating. Yeah, man. They have a good practice, in my opinion.
Yeah.
It really resonates with content creators on that platform. Again, everything has flaws, right? Everything, pros, cons. I'm not saying Kick is perfect. I'm not saying the people who run Kick are perfect, but neither is Twitch.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
neither are the people who run Twitch and Facebook Gaming. And
they've all had their downfalls.
Correct. So I will never sit here and argue what platform is better. Whatever platform is better for you.
Yeah.
That's it. It's not what all the platforms, as long as they're established and built the correct way, all platforms are going to be beneficial in some capacity. So, but from my personal opinion, after being on all the platform, I just love what Kick is doing.
Yeah.
I just love, like I said, their activity on social media, answering people's questions nonstop, hopping. People post stuff and say, "Hey, I'm having issues." Staff comment on there, say, "Hey, man, can you DM me so I can help you get that fixed?" Or someone hasn't got paid. Hey, DM me, I'll help you get paid,
Okay.
And then even on your dashboard for Kick, you have a little chat icon where you can click it. You can actually talk to someone and, get some help with your issues. Yeah, live 24/7 support. But yeah, I just love what Kick is doing in totality. And, they're coming out with the creator incentive program.
Yeah, I saw that.
Basically paying creators like an hourly rate, so like a job. Right, you're getting paid hourly to stream. Yeah, I mean, I just love it, and it's crazy because, like, for me, I was on Facebook 4 years and amassed 60,000 followers. I had a pretty prominent name on that platform as far as COD goes. I mean, like, if you played Call of Duty, you knew who I was on Facebook Gaming. So partnered for 2.5 years, almost 3. I used to hold 500, 1,000 CCV, etc. So I never got a paid contract.
Right.
I was always a non-paid part.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was always and don't get me wrong, I always felt a little bit snubbed,
Yeah.
I always felt a little bit snubbed. Not to feel entitled, but, my work ethic speaks for itself.
Oh yeah, I mean, you got to hold yourself to some value, right? Like
correct, and like I said, it's not to feel entitled or I do feel as though I deserved some type of recognition, especially, like I said, my work ethic. I was streaming over 3,000 hours a year every year.
Yeah.
I never seen a single other creator on the platform surpass me in hours streamed. Multiple world record attempts, subathons, etc. I think my record on that platform was almost 5,000 gifted subs in a month.
That's pretty good.
I had an active, almost 500, active reoccurring subs. So I pulled the metrics, I pulled the CCV, I pulled the numbers, and I just never got a paid contract. So. And I was always working towards that. It was always my goal was become a paid partner. I never got it. So with this incentive program that Kick has, it is exciting.
Yeah.
It may not be life-changing money or some like major crazy contract deal, but to me it feels good. I'll get into the creator program when it hits the dashboard, but it'll feel good to feel like you're getting something. You're getting something. You're being recognized. You're meeting some type of criteria. It means you're putting in the correct amount of work. Your community's showing up and doing their thing. And it does make things easier. It does make things easier. Whether it's $1,000 a month, $3,000 a month. But it all helps and goes to making things transition and run smoother.
Yeah, and that's like with any other business, man. It's you got to incentivize things when people put their time into it. It's unless you're doing it for
Yeah.
charity and strictly for charity, you have to in a way reward those who are loyal to your business. And when
Yeah.
you don't do that, that's when you see people hop off.
Yeah, and you know, so that's just something for me. Like I said, everybody sees things. You know, some people, you know, I don't care about money. I don't. Or I just do this for fun.
Yeah, yeah, hobbies
For
too,
me,
right?
yeah,
Right.
yeah. For me, this is my job. I've been full time for 4.5 years. You know, this content creation pays my bills.
Right.
You know, I don't have another job. I don't do anything else but content creation. So, you know, for me, yeah, you know, trying to hit those things, like I said, are huge for myself. But like I said, it does make things easier.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, it helps.
it does.
So
And like you said, you're being rewarded.
yeah.
Off of,
Oh,
and
yeah,
then,
no,
like
you're
you
good.
said, you are being rewarded for your success.
Yeah. Yeah.
And your work ethic.
And your success ultimately leads to theirs. So I mean,
Correct.
it's
Works in tandem.
yeah.
Yep.
So you mentioned world record attempts. You had a recent one. Can you talk to us about that?
Oh man. Who? So I had been chasing this world record for 2 years.
Yeah.
I started it 2021. I believe it was the end of 21
Mm-hmm.
that it was maybe August, September, yeah, right around that time of 2021. I attempted, so no joke, two of my friends, Picnic Basket and Rasta La Vista, we were playing Call of Duty, I believe it was, and I forget what came about. Maybe I read something. I think I read something,
Mm-hmm.
and it was like, you know, did you know that the longest person to like live stream without sleeping was like 100 and like I think it was like 61 hours.
Yeah.
And immediately, because at that time you understand, like, you know, because I was, in my opinion, I've always been like number one, if not the number one, like biggest grinder,
Yeah, yeah,
like 12 hours a day, 15, 20-hour streams every single day, you know, doing 48-hour streams, 24-hour streams, etc. So like, I always, you know, I was always awake for so long.
Yeah.
And when I said that, they were like, oh, you could never do that. You could never do
Those aren't
161
words you
hours
wanna
awake.
hear.
Challenging me.
Yeah.
That's exactly what they were doing. And I was like, no. I think I could do that. I think I could do 161 hours straight. And they both were like, all right, we'll bet $2,000.
Ooh.
And Picnics, I'll bet $2,000. And Rasta was like, I'll match it. If you can break 161 hours straight, we'll both send you $2,000.
Damn.
And so I said, okay, bet, let's do this. I said, I'm going to take half of all the proceeds from this world record attempt, and I'm going to give it to charity.
Nice.
I was like, so you guys are going to, you know, if I break it, you guys are going to send 4, and then whatever I get during that world record attempt from my community, I'll take half of that as well
Oh yeah.
and put it. And I think it was like a week later, I attempted my first world record attempt. I got to 89 hours.
Yeah.
And I fell asleep right here on this mic. Right here on this mic, I fell asleep, head down, knocked out. It was tough, man.
Yeah.
It's a very tough
I
thing
can imagine.
for someone. I have severe insomnia.
Okay.
So as well as I'm ADHD. So, you know, for me, I'm hyper. I'm always wired. I'm always ready to go. You know, I have tons of energy. That's why I'm able to stay awake for so long, especially with the severe insomnia. I thought I could do it. But it was a lot harder than I had anticipated. And so we only got to 8-9 hours, fell asleep for about 30 minutes, woke up, the record attempt was done.
Yeah.
But in total, you know, I was able to raise pretty much
Oh
$15,000
shit.
in totality just during that like 4-day
Damn.
run.
Congrats with
And
that, man.
I donated half of it to St. Jude's.
Very nice.
So overall, even while I didn't get the world record, it was such a great
Yeah,
experience
that was
and it was
nice.
dope. So I think about 3 months later, I attempted it again. I made it to about 101 and fell asleep.
Yeah.
And then I attempted it one more time, and I made it to about 50 hours, and I was still awake, and I was like, you know what, man? I was like, man, I don't want to do this anymore. Yeah, I just didn't want to do it anymore. I was like, man, I'm done with this. And I think it was like 55 hours, and I called it quits.
Yeah.
So at that point in time, my personal best was 101 hours.
Okay.
And I pretty much gave up on it. I didn't do it for a year. And then last month, rolling into that month, I was like, man, I want to do something different. I want to do something dope. But like, what do I do?
Right.
You know, I've done some pretty crazy stuff, man. I've done subathon I've done whole month subathons where I'm sleeping on stream. I'm always on stream the whole month. Yeah. I've done world record attempts. You know, I was like, what do I do? And I was like, what if I do a world record into a subathon?
Okay.
What if I start the month off on a world record attempt and then go straight in from the world record attempt to a subathon?
Right.
So I was like, okay. So September 1st came around. I went live and boom, off to the races.
Yeah.
And I'll be honest with you, man, it was tough.
I bet.
It was tough. I'm getting older too, you know. I'm 31, so but I was taking vitamins, only drink water, no caffeine, no energy drinks.
Okay, nothing
straight up, just nope, water, Gatorades only, vitamins. That's it. I made it 164 hours.
Nice, great job, man.
164 hours straight without sleep. Broke a world record. It was Jake Lucky on Twitter DM'd me, had a conversation. He posted about it. Dexerto, Gamer Rant, bunch of places posted articles.
Nice.
Kick streamer Primetime breaks world record. You know,
Yeah,
man. Hard work pays off.
That's exciting, man.
Hard work pays off. You know, like and the saying always goes. You know, as you grow up, people tell you, you know, if you don't, first succeed, try again. Yep. You know, don't give up. You know, keep working hard, trying to achieve these things, these goals that you have for yourself. And you know, at one point, I gave up.
Yeah,
calling it quits. You know. Yeah. And a year later, I come back and I break it.
Yeah.
You know, a year later, I come back and I break the world record. And so, and it was good. And it was good to get recognition for that. You know, sometimes people do things and it gets
overlooked,
lost.
Yep.
Yeah, it gets lost at sea. And, you know, that I got a lot of recognition for my world record, you know, not even just from like other streamers and other creators. Even like the CEO for Kick came into my chat, congratulated me. Yep, Eddie, he came in, congratulated me. So yeah, it was dope. Plus, I mean, the articles did say Kick streamer, you know.
Yeah.
So, but it was dope to get recognition for hard work.
Yeah, that's awesome. It's mentally and physically tasking. Like, for you to have to try to stay up that long. I mean, I can't imagine I can do that. I've done a 24-hour stream, and I've been up for maybe 36 hours before, but shit, 164? That's a lot.
That's different. That's a different animal.
Yeah.
I can tell you right now. 48 hours, most people can't even do 48 hours,
right.
Is what I've seen. I've seen plenty of streamers attempt 48-hour streams, and they don't make it.
Right.
You know, so 48 in and by itself for most people is tasking.
Yep.
Try 164 straight. You know, it's very, 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 very difficult. You have to have something wrong with you, right? I'm a severe insomniac. Yeah. You have to have something wrong with you in order to do these things. It's not natural. It's not normal. There was a lot of health concerns too, as well. You know, being awake 160 hours. But I tell you right now, I was rocking solid. I mean, I felt like $1 million. I mean, I was exhausted, but I felt like $1 million. You know, at 164 hours to what I thought I would feel like. A lot of the concern too came into like, you know, from a mental perspective, like hallucinations and stuff like that.
No issues with that.
Man, I it felt like another day at the office. You know, felt like another day on stream, ready to rock and roll. I just was my body was really sore.
Oh, I'm sure.
My arms, my legs, because they haven't slept in 164 hours. Yeah, so like my arms just feel so heavy, and you know I feel them throbbing and aching. But nah, man, them world records they're different breeds, man. Right. You know, they're different breeds. But I'm excited to see someone break my record.
Yeah, man.
You know,
always a good challenge.
100%. I'd be ecstatic to. And the guy that actually broke his record, he came into my chat and congratulated me.
Oh yeah, see, that's nice.
Yeah, yep. He saw it on Twitter, commented on Twitter, and then came in my chat, was talking to me, and So yeah, it was pretty dope, you know. So you know, and I'll be honest with you, it was actually hard for me a little bit because like when you actually looked up like longest live stream without sleep,
Yeah.
there were so many different things.
Oh, I'm sure.
There was one article saying this and another article saying that, and there were so many different. You know, there was a guy at 130 hours, there was a guy at 160 hours. There was so many different things. It was really hard to tell who really had the record until I watched a YouTube video of the guy who broke the world record,
Right.
and his name was this fudging guy, and so that's what I went off of. 161 is what he did.
Okay.
So broke it at 164. And so now, like I said, you know, if you go on Google and you type in longest live stream without sleep, there's no figuring out
Right.
what
It's going to be a laundry
it's like
list.
the first 12 articles are me.
Nice.
You know what I mean? With my hours on my attempt. So, and I think that's dope because now, like I said, you know, anybody who wants to try and break that record in the future,
Well,
if
no.
there's anybody, it's super easy to find out. You just type in longest live stream without sleep, and you're going to definitively know who it was and what the time is. So, but I look forward, and I'll pay my respects to anyone who does
Oh, absolutely.
break my record the same way that, you know, the guy that I broke his record showed respect and appreciation for me.
Yeah.
So,
'Cause you know how hard it is to do that.
no, 100%. If somebody ever breaks my record, I'll probably try and break it again.
So, besides the difficulty to stay awake, was there anything else that was extremely difficult during that?
I think it ties into the staying awake though. Like, so, you know, for me, it panned out perfect. I had just joined the new GTA RP server. So I was still really fresh in that server. So I still had a lot to do.
Yeah.
And I was having a lot of fun. So I was super locked in. But my other attempts, you know, what I struggled in my other attempts was, it wasn't that I couldn't stay awake because I was tired. Yeah, I fall asleep because I'm tired, but staying awake isn't the reason, you know, like me being tired isn't the reason why I can't stay awake.
Yeah.
What it was is trying to keep my brain
Active.
correct
Yeah.
and just keep it locked in and focused on whatever it is,
Yeah.
you know. Like, for instance, if you're super exhausted and tired and you go lay down in your bed and you put a movie on, you're going to fall asleep.
Mhm.
Even if the movie's good, because you're tired, right? Like, the movie is not keeping you locked in, no matter how good it is.
Right.
So my problem in my past attempts was trying to play something or do something on stream that had me locked in to where the tiredness slipped to the back of my mind. Where it's like I'm having so much fun and I'm so locked in and I'm so attentive to what's going on, I forget that I've been awake 100 hours.
Yeah.
You know, and I was able to find that this time. You know, being in a fresh, brand new server and doing that attempt, I was so locked in. You know, 200 some people. I'm racing. I'm RPing. I was so constantly active and having people to talk to and having something to do and never feeling there was a dull moment. That a lot of the times during that this last world record attempt, I forgot that I was even doing it because I'm having so much fun. I'm laughing.
Yeah.
It was just a great time that you know, I just all went to the back of my head and I was able to knock out that record. So
Nice.
that I think that's the difficult part is when you do something like that, 164 hours awake. For those 164 hours, it's keeping yourself occupied.
Yeah. I can imagine.
You know, keeping yourself occupied for 164 hours, keep yourself entertained, and that's to me is the hardest part. If you're somebody that has sleep issues, if you have insomnia and stuff like that, well, staying awake is not the hard part.
Right.
That's a normal thing.
Yep.
It's being able to keep, you know, for that sense, it's able to keep yourself entertained and focused and locked in and wanting to keep going and not get to a point where you're like, I'm getting bored.
Right.
If you're doing a world record attempt and you get to a point where you're saying, I'm bored, you're probably going to fall asleep.
Yeah. And, as far as like your diet during that 164 hours, were there specific things you tried to stay away from?
So primarily just the caffeine, the energy drinks, right? Didn't want any of that stuff. Water, Gatorades only. I was also taking vitamins at the time, fish oils and vitamin Bs and stuff
What
like
about
that.
foods?
As far as foods go, I'll be honest with you, no.
Yeah.
I kind of just whatever
As long as you feed
the
yourself.
yeah, man, whatever was available, you know, just ate whatever, you know.
Yeah.
So I don't think the foods really play a perspective or a factor.
Okay.
I mean, obviously, eating good is always a great thing,
Right.
but I don't really think the foods really make or break you. Obviously, protein stuff like that are good and whatnot, but and carbs,
Carbs.
you know
Yeah.
what I mean, because you're burning energy. Just being awake.
Yep.
So for sure, I guess there is some factor there, but as far as like just making sure that you're locked in. I think a lot of that really comes down to because a lot of people, even on say 48 hours attempts like we were talking about, even on 48 hours, like I said, most people struggle to hit that 48-hour mark, right? They're already popping Red Bulls and they got their coffees and they're burnt before they can even make the 48. Those things will cause you to crash.
Yep.
So I just didn't want highs and lows at all. Not to say that I wouldn't have highs and lows, but I didn't want to force it more.
Right.
Where I'm constantly peaking and crashing. If I can more or less stay on that gradient line, that right there in the middle with short bursts and then small dips, I think I would be able to sustain further.
Yep.
And I was
You
able
did.
to sustain further. I didn't exert a whole lot of energy. I got up multiple times just to walk, get the blood
Yeah.
pumping.
'Cause you need to.
Wake up. Yep.
Yeah.
But just drinking Gatorade and water, taking my vitamins, and then just trying not to exert as much energy as possible. And I was able to I really did. I coasted. And it's crazy to say that. That was my biggest run, and that was the least that I felt tired.
Yeah. That's crazy.
But it's also possible that I learned from my other
Right.
attempts.
Right.
But that was my longest run by over 60 hours,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, that was I was the least tired in that attempt.
Yeah.
So and I'll be honest with you, a lot of the tiredness comes early on.
Oh, I'm sure.
You hit a wall.
Yep.
So for me, my wall's about 50, 60 hours.
Okay.
I can make it about 50 to 60 hours before I hit a wall. I mean, it's like you could just be coasting, like, oh yeah, I'm feeling great. Like, oh, I got this in the bag, and then
Boom. Yeah.
boom, you just hit this wall, and it's like, I want to go to sleep. Like I need to go to sleep. I give up. I can't do this no more. Like, and that's what you're telling yourself because it's just like you're so tired, man. You have to get through that wall.
Yeah.
The second that you're able to get through that wall, I promise you, you're coasting. You're coasting. And I know, mind you, that wall comes a couple times.
Oh, I'm sure.
I've had that wall a couple times. I'd hit the first one and I'd go the next like 30 or 40 hours and then boom, I hit another wall. It's just being able to make it past that like super, super tired feeling.
Yeah.
And if you could eat through that, you wake right back up.
Right.
And you just keep on trucking. So but it is difficult. And sometimes talking about it, it doesn't, like, to me, I don't see it as difficult in my mind. It's like, I did it. I've made it 100 hours before.
Right.
And,
Right.
but like seeing my peers attempt to do 48 hours, and by the time they hit 36, I'm looking at them on stream and they are dead.
You can see it. Yeah.
They are so exhausted and so tired. I wonder how the heck did I make it to 80, 90, 100 to begin with.
3 times what they did.
And they were at 30 and they're just gone.
Yeah.
So to me, in my mind, it's like I think about it even now at my 164. I'm like, man, I could have went further.
Right.
And I could have.
Right.
I could have went further. And I'm like, man, maybe I should have.
Yeah.
Maybe I should have went further. Because, that really is 164 hours. It's really crazy to be awake.
Yeah.
And not just laying there, right? Like just sitting doing nothing. You're talking about staring at a monitor, playing video games for 164 hours straight.
Right.
That's difficult.
Oh yeah.
It's very difficult.
Yep. And that's good that you mentioned, getting up and getting blood circulating, because I don't think a lot of people kind of understand the health risks of sitting for that long. Like you can end up getting blood clots and not realize it.
Right. So my first attempt is what happened to me. So I was thinking about maybe 60 hours in on my first attempt, 50 or 60 hours in my hand.
Went numb.
No, got real red,
Oh.
real like real red, and was super sore
Oh
to the
no.
touch. As soon as you touched it, it's sore. And I looked it up, and what it was from sitting for too
Yep.
long. From sitting too long, being stagnant. I play mouse and keyboard,
Yep.
and this is my keyboard hand. So, my palm, that palm here is my brace
Yeah.
on the table. And so from just basically it being pressed and for that long and not getting up and getting blood pumping
Mm-hmm.
is what happened. It got super, super sore because I was cutting circulation.
Yep.
So that's why, especially in my last attempt for the record, I would say maybe every 20 hours I was getting up and hey, Chad, I'll be back.
Yeah, that's good.
And I just go out in the kitchen. I just walk, get a drink, just walk circles.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not only good for blood circulation, but it's also good like trying to wake yourself up too as well. It's just walking around and stuff like that. So, but yeah, no, you're very right. It is very, it's like a health risk to not, especially if you're going to be sitting here for that many hours, you must get up and you must move around and you must get that the blood pumping. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. We're gonna transition into the GTA RP side of your content. What got you into RP?
So if you go back to 2019, so when I started my career streaming, I was a COD streamer.
Yep.
I've always been a COD streamer. I built the majority of my community on Call of Duty. About 6 months in or 7 months into my streaming career, just waiting for a new game, waiting for a new COD. It just kind of got to the point where it just was, the game was so, Call of Duty was it's just so repetitive. I just got burnt out.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, I'm going to take a break until another Call of Duty comes out. And I realistically didn't know what to play. What game do I train? I built my community playing Call of Duty. What game do I transition from Call of Duty to hold that retention, that viewership, still find success? And at that time, a friend of mine was like, yo, why don't you give GTRP a shot? And I was like, okay. I mean, I knew what it was. I never did it before. Never, I played GTA, but never did RP. I said, okay, man, I'll look into it. And I was watching a friend of mine, and it looked fun.
Yeah.
It looked fun. Cops and robbers.
Yeah,
it looked
pretty
fun.
much.
I said, what the heck? Why not? Let's give this a go. And joined a server, God's Plan at the time, and I created a cop character.
Okay.
That was all she wrote, man.
Yeah.
That was all she wrote. I was hooked.
Yeah.
And it really feeds into my personality.
Yeah.
GTRP really feeds into what I'm good at. Conversation, talking, trash talking, it just really feeds into me.
Yeah.
And I'm able to play the characters perfectly, and it just works. And I did that for about 3 months, man, and I had so much fun. The problem is with GTRP, man, there's a lot of politics.
Oh yeah.
Lots of politics. So, there was a lot of politicking, and I'm a person where, like, I just don't want to be involved with. I'm big on fair.
Yep.
I'm big on fair. I'm big on treating everyone equal, right? And I'm not, favoritism and stuff like that. I'm against it. So, like, if you do something and I do something, we should receive the same type of consequence.
I agree.
That's the type of person I am. And, I just, again, a lot of politicking in servers. And so I eventually left. I left, went back to COD when Warzone first dropped, and played that for a year or two, and then came back to RP, opened my own server up, had my own server about 7 or 8 months.
Nice.
That's a hassle,
Yeah.
but, trying to run a server. But yeah, no, just looking for something different.
Yeah.
And I found a home in GTRP, and I tell you right now, man, it is fun.
Yeah.
It is fun.
Yeah, I did RP for about a year and a half straight, and I think the one downfall I had with it was, like, it takes up a lot of your time.
And you get lost
Yeah.
too quickly.
Yeah.
Like you could boot up a stream and you look up and 9 hours in.
Yeah, you ain't lying.
You could look, and so, like, but it's entertaining.
It
It's
is.
very
It is.
entertaining. Every day could be something different.
Mhm.
Where obviously every other game that you play outside RP is the same thing every day.
Yeah.
whether it's World of Warcraft or League of Legends or Call of
Yep.
Duty or whatever game that you play. It's essentially the same
Yep.
thing every day.
Yep.
With RP, it's
Anything
something
can
different
happen.
every
Yep.
day. You know, different characters, different interactions, different scenarios, different situations, different scenes. It's just something different.
Yeah.
You know, and with RP, you know, like with it being modded servers, especially if you're in a good server,
Yeah.
they're constantly updating and bringing new things in, new cars and new, you know,
Interactive items.
heist
Yep.
and so it's ever changing. And so, you know, you could do something for a month, 2 months, and then boom, now it's something different.
Yeah.
You know, now you're doing something different. So the fact that it's, you know, it's a game that is managed by the owner of that server
Mm-hmm.
makes it wonderful. Because you look at Activision. Activision might make a change once every 3 months or
Right.
4 months or
Right.
something, you know. And if something breaks, if a skin is broken or a gun is broken, or if there's a glitch or there's a bug, it takes them weeks to patch
Yep.
through a fix.
Yep.
But they're a $1 billion company,
Right.
multi-billion-dollar company. They should be able to push a patch
Oh,
through
easily.
that day,
Yeah.
that same day. Where at GTRP, you know, you have people who own servers and they put something new in and it breaks, it's fixed within 15 minutes. So it's just it's far more enjoyable to play at times.
Yeah. Yeah. I've definitely enjoyed it when I did it. I think the ability to be creative and have a lot of moments where there's a lot of improv kind of makes it unique.
Yeah, and you just never know who you're gonna run into.
Oh no.
You never know who you're gonna interact with, whether it's someone new in the server, whether it's someone you know or whatever. But it even can be on a different character.
Yeah.
Right? It could be a person you know, but it's not their character you're accustomed to. They flew into the city today and they've created a new character.
Yeah.
He's a homeless man.
Right.
You know, and he's a shit talker or something.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
So like it's the fact that you can have numerous different characters with numerous different people, new people joining, it's so unique
Yeah,
almost
it's a
every
different
single day.
experience. Yep.
And that's what makes it so enjoyable is that you're not you're playing the same game every day, but man, it is not the same thing every day.
No, not at all.
Oh.
And
That makes it enjoyable.
oh yeah, absolutely. And for those out there who aren't familiar with how like RP is and all that, like kind of get into your process when it comes to coming up with a character, his or her name, and the backstory.
So for me personally, I have characters that I transition from one server to the next.
Yeah.
I've
I've done the
had
same
my
thing.
characters for I've had my characters for quite some time. I have a crim, I have a cop, and I have a lawyer.
Yep.
Those are my three characters. Sometimes I make a fourth character if I 3 months in, 4 months in, 5 months in.
Yeah.
I just want to do some like goofy stuff or whatever, depending on the rules of the server. But yeah, I have my three characters, and they're all related to each other. Two are twin brothers, the cop and the crim,
Okay.
and then the lawyer's the uncle.
Oh, nice.
So I have a whole background with my characters.
That's pretty cool.
You know, the twins, their dad was a cop.
Yep.
You know, they both grew up twins. One became a cop, one became a crim. You know, one followed in his dad's footsteps, one went the opposite way. You know, so I have a whole background.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
when I do an application for a server, I have a whole thing.
Yeah.
You know, and the lawyer just ties in as I'm really good at law. I understand law very, very well, and I'm very good arguing.
Yeah.
So I created a lawyer character. So I wanted to keep up that same, just basically that same type of feel. So I made him the uncle.
Okay.
Because the twins' dad is my original cop character that I used to have.
Yep.
So they all tie together. My original cop is the dad. He died off in the storyline. Yep. He had twin boys. They grew up. One became a crim, one became a cop like his dad, and then you have the lawyer uncle. So, it's just trying to really get involved. They really get engaged. Some people do RP, don't take it serious. You have different servers.
Yep.
You have different types of servers. You have a very serious type of RP servers where it's very serious. You must be in character, locked in. You can't even say little slick words to get people to think. You have to be in the character at all times. You gotta follow the rules, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Correct,
Yeah.
100%. It's very little shooting and more storytelling. And then you have like semi-serious servers where it's a mix between, you know, having fun, just, you know, getting in shootouts and
Yep.
robbery and then also storytelling,
Yeah.
and staying in character. And then you have, you're basically your free, I won't say free for all, but you have they call them gang servers.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They call them gang servers, where it's pretty much just shooting all day long.
Yep.
Right? Crims are shooting crims, cops are shooting at crims,
Yeah.
crims are shooting at cops. And it's just shooting and chasing all day long. And those are fun servers too as
Yeah.
well. Those are fun servers too. Well, everybody has their niche, right?
Yep.
They have what works for them or what they like or, so it really depends on what you're aiming to achieve and what you find fun. And so for me personally, like I say, I get really involved in my characters.
Oh yeah.
And I like to get them locked in. And so my characters transition from a server to a server. If I was to join another server tomorrow, I'd be bringing the same
Yep.
characters over with the same background, and it just makes it easy too
It
because
does.
you just keep adding on. Because then you join a new server, maybe they've never seen you RP before, they've never heard of you, don't know your characters. Now they're gonna get everything that you've built up over the years. They're gonna get all that, right? I got everything lined up. I know exactly what to do. I know, so. But it's at the end of the day, it's up to you what you like. Some people just want to join a server and just shoot like it's Call of Duty,
Yep.
and that's okay.
Yeah.
You join a
There's
server like
servers for
that.
Yep.
Correct, 100%. Yeah, free for all, free roam servers too as well. So just finding out what works for you and what you enjoy. But yeah, I mean, I try to keep my characters intertwined with one another.
Yeah. That helps. That builds like a very cohesive story. Not only that, like being able to build that backstory with stuff like that makes it much more interesting.
Yeah, and people within the server use my characters against each other.
Yeah. Yeah.
So a lot of the times, everyone knows that my crim and my cop, they're twins.
Yep.
So whenever I'm on my cop or my crim character, they'll tell me, man, that Foley today, man, he, talking about my cop because probably the day before I arrested him or something. So now they're complaining to me, my crim, about what my brother did. Man, he's a piece of, this and F him. And I'm sitting there laughing because, they really talking smack to me through my crim character, So, they just intertwine, like, man, your brother arrested me yesterday. And it's really me.
That's funny.
But, they're really RPing out that I'm the crim, even though they know I'm the cop as well. So, yeah, it makes for really good storytelling. It makes for really good interaction, conversation, talking points, and RP.
Yeah.
I've seen some people, my cop will do something to them, arrest them, catch them, whatever. And as soon as I find them my crim, they're coming after my crim. Now you really shouldn't do that. You really shouldn't do that. But it does make it entertaining.
Yeah.
It does make it entertaining. It's like, as soon as Morales comes in, we gotta try and rob him or we gotta try to kidnap him or something, to try and get back as retaliation. But they're not RPing it in that way as it's retaliatory.
Right.
But we all know that that's exactly what that is, But it makes it entertaining, though. It makes it entertaining and fun. Yeah.
I really enjoyed it. And watching you do your RP, like it really made me miss the RP that I was doing. Like I had my guy owned Weasel News.
Oh, the Weasel News,
So-
yeah. Those guys are always fun.
So my guy, like he was unbiased, right? Like he was friends with crims and cops and everybody, and like it was fun going around the city just filming everything. And that was actually a great way for me to kind of get good ideas on certain things for maybe like my other characters and help build them. But I think the one thing that was hard for me was if I missed a couple days, man, I was left behind in the story.
Yeah, that is a tough part of RP is that, with Call of Duty, you could take 5 days off, 10 days off, a month off, and you just pick it right back up, right? With GTRP, because if you join a server, especially a server, you join a crew or you have a storyline that's being told.
Yep.
If it's a server where storytelling is the main prerogative, it's literally like an episode on a TV show.
Exactly.
And essentially, you could be on episode 6 and you have to work the next couple of days. You don't got time to play, and you're not able to play for say 4 days. You just missed 3 episodes.
Yep.
You just missed 3 episodes. Who wants to watch a TV show where they're watch the first 4 episodes, miss 5, 6, 7, and then watch 8?
Right.
You have no idea what's going on.
Right.
You're missing so much information, and it does make it difficult. It makes it very difficult to RP when you're not able to do it on a consistent basis. It does make it difficult.
And there's ways to overcome stuff like that, like maybe create characters that are more temporary than the permanent ones.
Yeah. That's no fun though.
No.
That's no. I mean, there are. Like I said, I have my 3 characters, but then I also have that 4 slot. Like, and it really is that like
a throwaway one.
Whole that throwaway character. Where I'm not really doing storytelling. I'm not really. I'm just messing with people.
Right.
I'm flying into my character just to troll, just to mess around. Might go around, rob some people, talk some smack. I don't care about dying. I don't care about going to jail. It's just a fun character.
Yeah.
It's just it's a content character.
Yeah.
It's a content character, basically. You know what I mean? Just purely for content.
Yeah. Have you ever thought about doing Red M?
I did do Red M.
Have you?
I did do Red M. I did Red M. I did Red M right before the world record attempt.
Okay.
I was doing Red M. Yep. Now that's a character.
Yeah.
That's a character. I used a voice changer and everything for that character.
Yeah. Yep. The much slower pace too, from what I've experienced when I did it.
Yeah, for sure. It's a lot slower pace. I tell you what, interactions are 10 times funnier.
Yeah.
10 times funnier, man. Yeah, my character's Big Mo. Big Mo. Yeah. Nice. I have a deep voice with that character.
Yeah.
Oh man, I'm telling you, brother, my characters will make you laugh all day long.
Yeah.
If you've never seen my Red M, I don't know. I have to maybe on Facebook. I think I was live on Facebook too as well. I'll have to look.
Okay.
I'll have to send you some links if I can find it. From August of my Red M streams. Man, I'm telling you right now, brother, that is some of the best RP I've done. Is on Red M.
Fun.
Yeah,
and people
super
really get
fun.
into their characters on that.
I've never seen more people get more in depth with their characters than Red M.
Yeah.
I mean, they are full fledged. They They could win awards acting.
Even with the lingo and everything.
They could win an award for acting. 100%. I mean, I was locked into as well. I was doing the lingo, everything from offer. Like when I decided to do Red M with my boy, I knew right away. Like I'm because normally I don't do a voice changer on my characters. I usually just use my own voice, and I always play with my camera on. With this character, I took camera off. I did a voice changer. I was all about the character.
It really gets
the lingo, the whole 9. Oh my god! And I'm telling you, man, it is
makes it really fun.
The best.
Yeah.
The best. I think if it was just a little bit faster pace, I think it would be lights out, man.
Yeah, I think it was hard to transition from having a cell phone to be able to easily communicate to people to now I have to wait for them to look at a telegram and then go back to it and then see if they answered.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Because you send a telegram, you don't know if they're going to get it in the next 2-3 minutes, so you leave. But then 10 minutes, you're getting a telegram. You got to go back.
Right.
So it does make everything a lot slower place, especially when you're going from driving a car to riding a horse. Yeah. So it does make things a lot more slower pace. Yeah. But overall, I mean, a blast. I mean, I have so much fun playing that game.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. You'll have to send me some links from that.
Yeah, I should have some Facebook streams. Kick streams seem to only go back about 2 or 3 weeks, I think, or something like that. But I believe I was live on Facebook. I was restreaming at the time, so I should have some videos on Facebook. I'll have to tag you in.
Yeah, definitely do, man.
Send you a link to it. Yeah,
appreciate that.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. So, besides Call of Duty, GTA RP, and Red M, is there anything else that you've considered playing on stream, or have you?
I play everything on stream.
Everything? Okay.
I play everything on stream. Yeah. Everything. MMOs, RPGs.
Okay.
I mean, you name it. Like I play every and all types of games. Yeah. Party Animals.
That's a fun
I was playing
one,
Party Animals on stream. I play everything. Like there's not a game I don't play on stream, man. Yeah. Especially if it's a multiplayer game and I have friends. I don't care. I play everything.
Yeah. What would you say is your most memorable moment
As far as
uh, throughout your streaming career?
that's on the spot, man. I have
Yeah,
I have a lot of moments. I mean, I have a lot. I've been doing it 4.5 years.
yeah,
I have a lot of moments. Most memorable, um, I think for me, if I'm being honest, man, I think my most memorable moment. I think my most memorable moment, man, was probably when I got partnered on Facebook.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I was working so hard. You know, I put so many hours into streaming.
Right.
I was barely spending time with my kids.
Yeah.
Barely spending time with the wife. I was just working, man.
Yeah. It's a
Just in
grind.
this room. Yeah, just in this room nonstop, just 15 to 20 hours a day, every single day,
Right.
man. Almost never taking days off, almost never going outside, and just working, man. And I grinded so hard. I always feel like I said, I always feel like I was held up.
Yeah.
I was pulling in insane numbers. I was pulling in insane revenue. Still, I wasn't partnered.
Yeah.
2 years.
Yeah. It's a
Took
lot
me
of
2 years to
dude.
get partnered. I mean, there's people who are getting partnered with 30 CCV, brother. I'm holding 400.
Right.
You know, and it was just, it was deteriorating.
Yeah.
You know, it felt like what's happening?
Yeah.
Like,
I can
you know,
imagine that's very discouraging. Putting in that time
it,
and not being
I
recognized
mean,
for it.
I wouldn't say discouraging because I was super successful.
Right.
I didn't need the partnership, but it's like I was working so hard to get it.
That makes sense. Yeah.
And the day I announced my partnership, man, I thought I'd never get it.
Yeah.
I was 2 years into my career, bro. I got it. I started April 2019. I got partnered March of 20.
Yep.
March of 2021. March of 2021. After I moved into my house here in Florida, I got partnered.
Okay.
And it was such a just happy, super happy moment for
bet.
myself. I was just so just happy and thankful to achieve this goal that I wanted.
Right.
That I worked so hard to get, man. That I worked so hard to get. And my community absolutely went crazy and showed insane love
That's
that
awesome.
month for getting partnered. I think that's when I broke my own personal record. I think it was like 4,400 gifted subs.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, like it was crazy. It was a crazy month, man. And my community was just so happy for me.
Yeah.
Because they knew how hard I worked
Yeah. It's a
for
good
that
feeling.
partnership. Yeah, they knew how hard I worked for it, and they showed me just insane love. So, yeah, I think for me, that's probably my most memorable moment is being able to announce that partnership.
Nice.
You know, because this was prior to the dashboard partnership.
Right.
So my partnership wasn't a traditional at the time, you know, just go on your dashboard and apply.
Right.
Facebook had to actually reach out to you and offer you a partnership.
Oh, okay.
So to get offered a partnership was, I'm happy, brother.
Yeah,
Man, I was so happy. And like I said, I think to me that's my most memorable moment, just because the appreciation that my community had for me,
Yeah.
and knowing
nice.
how happy that it made me to achieve this goal.
Right.
Yeah.
That's awesome, man.
Yep.
If you could go back and do something different, what would that be?
You know, I've been asked this question numerous
Yeah.
times over my career.
Yeah.
From small creators who typically say, "Hey, man, just out of curiosity, if you could ever go back and do something different, what would you do?"
Yeah, that's always a major question.
I'm gonna tell you the same thing. The only thing that I would do different, I would have started sooner.
Yep.
That's it. I wouldn't change anything. I wouldn't do anything else different. I would have started sooner.
Yeah.
Because I truly believe if I start my career sooner, I'm even further in.
Yeah.
And where I'm at now, I truly believe. I mean, I've again successful full time for 4.5 years. What would be the difference if you add another year?
Yeah.
It would just mean I'd have been successful a year earlier, which would have potentially meant more opportunities for myself down the road.
Yeah.
You know, so where I could have potentially missed some opportunities because I wasn't big enough at the time.
Right.
But if I start a year or 2 years or 3 years earlier, maybe I am big enough at the time before. Even to this perspective, say I started 3 years earlier, but on a different platform.
Yeah.
and established myself, and then came over to Facebook when Facebook Gaming came out.
Right.
That would have been huge. So yeah, I wish I would have started sooner.
Yeah.
Wish I would have started sooner, man. That's the only thing I regret is that I did not start sooner.
Yeah. And
I'm content and happy with everything I've done in my career. Every decision I've made, every career choice, every game switch. Because the thing with switching games is difficult, man.
yeah, I mean, you could be built into you could have established a community with Call of Duty, like you said, right? And then you make the jump to, all right, now I'm going to do that RP. If those people were there just to watch you play Call of Duty, then now you lose those people, right?
And I have. You do, as you change games, I think it doesn't matter who you are, man. Yep. You could be Kai Cenat, you could be Nick Merckx, Tim the Tatman, or you could be Joe Schmo from down the block. It doesn't matter. If people watch you play one game, there's no guarantee they're going to watch you play another. And I know it sucks to hear that, but that's just the reality of it.
It is.
You may be only entertaining on this game. Maybe you're not as entertaining on that game. Or maybe they don't even like watching that game to begin with. Maybe they only like watching this game. Or maybe they just simply want to watch Call of Duty. Yeah. But you're playing Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah.
You know, they're going to go watch COD content. So it's one of them things where it's just unfortunate, but that's just how it works. Yeah. You know, it's just how it works. So, you know, if I own a smoothie shop, you know, and I have clientele coming to get a smoothie, and I say, okay, well, I'm going to close up the smoothie shop and I'm going to open up a taco shop. It doesn't mean that the people who were getting smoothies want to come get tacos.
Right.
You know, so you just got to take the go with the bad. Yeah. For me, I've gotten to a place where it used to be my COD content was always number one and GTA was second. Now it's vice versa. Yep. I committed so much to GTRP. GTRP is number one for me and COD content second.
Right.
But I still play both because I don't care. At the end of the day, I'm going to put hours in on both. Yep. So it doesn't matter. But I'm going to play what makes me happy.
Oh, as you should.
I tell people that all the time. Like, I get it. If you're trying to make it and be successful in this space, yes, you do need to commit to a particular game that's going to get you views for sure. But don't be afraid to mix in some gameplay with some other stuff. You know, maybe you do a 6-hour stream on COD, right? Like that's the game you want to play. You do 6 hours on COD, but you also want to play a little bit of Spider-Man or something. Okay, last 2 hours, knock out some Spider-Man. You know, but make sure you're logging hours on a game. You know, a lot of people have these conversations where it's like, well, I can't play, I don't know, Heavy Rain, older game. I don't know Heavy Rain.
Yep.
I can't play that and get a bunch of views. A bunch of people don't want to watch that.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's like, unfortunately, you must play a game that has a huge following, that has the numbers, that has the viewership. Right. Correct. You know, so it's just one of them things where there's no way around it, no way to surpass it, no way to skip over it. You just got to put the work in at the end of the day, you know? So, but yeah, I mean, I pretty much play what I enjoy. Yeah. You know, I still do my GTRP stream. I still play some COD. I was playing COD last night. I'm still going to play what I want to play, but I'm also going to make sure that I'm staying in my lane too as well. I'm going to make sure I'm still giving out my GTRP and my COD content. Not to Lords of the Fallen. I don't know if you've seen that game. Just came out yesterday.
I haven't seen that one.
Yep. Actually, I think it's today. It came out today. Probably gonna play that. It's like Dark Souls.
Okay.
It's like Elden Ring.
Is it from Software who made it, or different?
I don't believe so.
Okay.
I don't believe it is from Software. It might be. But it's called Lords of the Fallen. It's like Dark Souls. It looks pretty good. It's co-op too. Yep. It's co-op too as well. And I'll play that.
Yep.
I'm not going to hold a ton of viewership playing that game.
And yeah, that's fine.
Maybe 50 or 60 CCV,
right,
as opposed to 300, 400 on GTA or whatever. But that's okay. Yeah. That's okay. I'm not playing that game for CCV.
Right.
I'm not playing that game for viewership. Yep. Correct. I'm playing it because I enjoy it, and I wanted my community to hang out with me while I play it. And I get that everybody will not hang out with me while I play it, and that's okay. And that's okay. But it's here if you want it.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe 2 hours into that stream, you know, hey, you know, I want to see what Prime's doing.
Yeah.
Hop into the stream. I'm live. So I'm going to still give you that content regardless whether or not. But again, I'm still going to make sure I get my GTA and my COD. Still going to make sure I do my hours on that. So you just got to find a balance that works when it comes to multi-gaming, right? You have to commit to a game that has viewership you know. But you can also still play other video games. I do it all the time.
And you kind of have to enjoy it, because if you're not enjoying the game, people aren't dumb. They can see that. And if you're not enjoying it on stream, unless they're the type of people who enjoy like watching ragers rage 24/7, they're not gonna enjoy their time.
Yeah, I mean, why would you play a game if you're not enjoying it?
Oh yeah,
Nah,
exactly.
like you said, COD's a unique one.
Yeah.
You're gonna get frustrated with that game. It's a competitive shooter that's happening. But as regards to that, I mean, I don't know why you would play a game you don't enjoy.
Right.
You know, if you're trying a game out for sure, if we're gonna check this game out, see what it's about, and it's like, oh, I don't like this game. Yeah, you cut it off, you go play something else. You know, so but yeah, I mean, your community absolutely can lock it and tell when things are off and things are not right. But it also depends on who you are as a content creator.
Oh yeah.
I could be playing COD for 6 hours and be frustrated out my mind. They're locked in with me.
Right.
Why? Because
Right.
if I'm frustrated, it means I'm screaming and yelling. I'm making
Yeah.
faces. So they're still having a good time and laughing and rolling. So it all depends on who you are as a person and how you portray yourself and your personality and what you project. I've built a community they're big on trash talking.
Yeah.
24/7.
Yeah.
You know, so whereas if I'm having a bad game, instead of saying it's all right, you'll get them next one, it's like you suck.
Yeah.
They want to try to get me
Yeah,
fired
yeah.
up. It's the opposite. You know, they're talking trash to me to, get me.
Right.
You know what? I'm gonna drop a 30 bomb next game or something, right? Like because they was talking trash to me. So everyone's community is different, but again, it's all dependent upon your personality, and just how you are on stream with your community.
Yeah.
You know, that'll really determine those things. You know.
Absolutely. Yeah, there's a couple versions of streamers out there, right? There's the people who are just really good at games,
Yep.
but aren't entertaining, or
There's a lot of
have a
those.
personality, right? Yeah, there's a lot.
A lot of those.
lot.
There's a lot of those.
And there's the other side where they're like extremely entertaining, great personality. People love going there for them, but they're not great at competitive games. And then there's those who are a mix, right?
Yep.
And I think like it sounds like you're in the middle, which is nice.
Yeah.
You have the personality. You have people come to your streams to watch you, but they also get the opportunity to watch you do good at games that you really enjoy playing.
Yeah, I've always been in between
Yeah.
from the very beginning. And there's less of those than anything.
No, and that's very true.
The people who are good but can also entertain at a high level.
Yeah.
I've always been that guy. That was a big reason why I started content creation, because I was good at video games and it was super entertaining. It would work.
Yeah.
You have people who are really good at video games and they excel, and then you have people who are just super super funny and they excel too as well.
Yeah.
But it's less.
Yeah.
Because streaming is very saturated with a lot of good players.
Yes.
Okay. First and foremost, the simple fact of aim assist. Not to get on that. Not to get on that rant.
Yeah.
But aim assist does take a lot of average people and make them look very good on stream.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay? And that's not throwing anybody under the bus.
Yeah.
It's just the reality of it.
Facts.
I'm a former controller player. I switched to mouse and keyboard on Warzone 1. It is just the truth.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people who are, I would say, average players look like they're above average because of aim assist. It really, does help them.
Yeah.
So, because of that, I could open up Twitch, Kick, Facebook, YouTube, and see hundreds of really good players.
Yeah.
So, and because of that, it saturates it.
Very saturated.
If your only thing that you have on stream is the fact that you're good at a game, why would I watch you over the other thousands of other people who are also good at the game?
Right.
What makes you different?
Right.
I could watch this guy; he's just as good.
Yep.
That's why I said like that controller aim assist, because it's so easy and it helps. It made a lot of average people look really good. So but it hurt them because now you're saturating the entire streaming space with a bunch of look good gameplays. So like now, if that's all you have, in my opinion, you're screwed. I think it's worse. I'd rather, if you give me two options, you go, would you rather be super good at games or would you rather be super entertaining?
Yep.
I'll take the
Oh,
entertaining route
absolutely.
every day of the
Yeah,
week
same.
because you can always get better at a game.
Yep.
You can't teach someone to be entertaining.
No, it's and the fact that you're entertaining. It's viewers are there for you, and primarily
Right.
they don't care whether or not you suck at the game or, you know, it's they're there because they enjoy the streamer.
Well, if you're not entertaining and you're not like super talkative or you're not super engaging, and what's going to change a month from now,
Exactly.
2 months, a year? That's just who you are as a person. Can't nobody teach you that.
No.
Can't nobody. That's a you thing.
Yeah.
But someone can teach you and help you get better at the game.
Yep.
So I'll take the entertaining route every day of the week
Learn to get good
over
at
the
game. Yep.
over the being a super good competitive gamer,
Right.
because you can't teach funny.
No.
That's it. You can't teach funny. Or you can teach someone how to play.
Yep.
You know, so to me, the entertaining perspective is far more useful. No, not necessarily useful, because the gameplay content is very useful. But I would say that more people will find success being an entertainer in this space than they will being a competitive player, because there's so many competitive players.
Yeah. And that gives you the opportunity to pick and choose what games you want to involve yourself in too. So if this game's now trending, you can just easily go to it and not worry about too much of a drop in viewership, because they're there to follow you versus follow the game.
Yeah, and you can make the game entertaining.
Yeah. Oh,
you know,
yeah.
you could make that single player RPG a fun experience because you're super entertaining.
Yeah.
But if all you are is a competitive gamer on FPS, you know what the reality is? They'll never play anything else on stream.
Right.
That's another thing.
Right.
That's why when you look at a lot of creators and you go to their pages, all they have is Call of Duty.
Yeah.
Year in, year out for the past 4, 5, 6, 7 years, COD every single day.
Yeah.
Do you play other games? Like, it must be exhausting to play that one game every single day for 4 years, man. Could not be me.
I couldn't do it.
Could not be me, man. Could not be me. So, and that comes down to just being limited.
Yeah.
Limited, you know, and it's not throwing. I'm not trying to be disrespectful or shade.
Not at all.
I'm just being as real and organic and authentic as possible. It really shows that you are limited as a creator, and that's just the truth.
Right.
You are limited to your gameplay ability on this one singular game. That's it.
Yep.
And then, therefore, you are limited in this space, in my opinion. As a content creator, you are limited in this space.
Yep. I agree. A few more questions here for you. What would be your biggest advice to anyone who's trying to step into this path?
Ooh, that's a good question, man. That's a good question. I mean, there's so many ways I could go with this. You have to be committed. You have to commit. If your goal is, depends on what your goal is. You have people who just stream for fun. You have people who stream to want to make this a career. If your goal is a career, you have to be committed.
Yeah.
You have to pick that game that's popular.
Yeah.
And you got to put the hours in, man. You got to put the work in. You have to. You know, invest within yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Don't sell yourself short. Make sure you put the work in. That way, there's no excuses. I'll answer this better. I'm gonna tell you what I did in this space for my career. I never left myself any way to doubt.
Yep.
I never left myself an opportunity to regret. I never left myself a window for an excuse. If my career came to a halt right now, in no way, shape, or form would I go, man, what if I did it all?
Yeah.
I've done it all. There is no what if I. I did everything you could do. It just didn't work out, right?
Right.
When you come into this space, you need to have that mentality. You need to make sure you're doing everything right. Your audio quality sounds good. Your gameplay is good. You're being entertaining. Right. You're recording. You're posting reels and VODs. Make sure you're doing everything in this space, so that way you can never leave yourself room for an excuse and or regret.
Right.
That would be my advice. But yeah, I mean, as far as like trying to find success, yeah, I mean, you gotta know who you are as a person.
Yeah.
You gotta know who you are and what your strong suits are, and play to those advantages. If you're an entertainer, play to the fact that you're an entertainer. If you're super, super nasty at the game, play to that. But you, in my opinion, also need to mix the other two in.
Oh, absolutely.
If you're super entertaining, you need to maybe try and get better at video games.
Yeah.
If you're super good at video games, you need to maybe try and be a little bit better of an entertainer. Try to balance the two and really lock in and engage with your community when they're watching you play, and just build that environment where they just want to come back every single day because they don't want to miss a stream because it's so much fun.
Right. Oh, that's good advice. Now, for those of the viewers out there who want to find your work, where would they go?
I mean, my main platform is Facebook. It always has been. It's where I've amassed my biggest following. So if you go on Facebook, you type in Primetime, I should be the first one that pops up.
Okay.
Should be the first one that pops up. You'll see it's like a gaming video creator. It'll say let's say partner, stuff like that. So that's my main platform. It's where I post stuff. It's social media, right? So that's where I post pictures, screenshots, whatever. Article posts, whatever. I stream everywhere at this point in time. So on Twitch it's Primetime FB. On Facebook, it's Primetime, or if you type in Primetime FB, I believe it does pop up too as well. Kick, it's Primetime TV, and then YouTube, it's also I think it's like Gifted Prime period. I think it's like something like what it is. So, but yeah, I mean, Kick right now is my main platform though.
Yep.
As far as live streaming goes, I'm always making sure I'm live on Kick. But essentially live everywhere.
Okay.
Yeah.
And here's a non-related streaming question, but I ask this of everybody I interview. What role would you play during a zombie apocalypse?
Oh man, as far as role, what do you mean?
Like, there's those who would probably be like a medic. There's people who probably do like carpentry and build the things.
Oh
necessary.
no, I'm the guy with the shotgun. Yeah. No, I'm definitely. Yeah, I play a lot of survival games too as well. I'm huge on survival games.
Yeah.
Icarus and stuff like that. Yeah, nah, man, I'm the guy with the gun. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I'm fighting zombies. Absolutely. I think we all dream about this, right? I think we've all
always,
dreamed
man.
about it at one point in
Always.
time, right? What would you do in a zombie apocalypse? Yeah, no, I'm fighting zombies.
Okay.
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
Love it. Is there anything else you want to add? Just any shout outs you want to give?
Man, shout out Vyral.
Yeah.
Shout out Vyral. Absolutely love their work, man. I got sponsored with them last month. Man, their PCs are next level, man. Their work is unreal. Being sponsored with them and having my own, Prime PC is just
That's awesome. Yeah.
just incredidible. Just incredible. So shout out to them. Shout out to Chris. I appreciate those guys over there and the work they're putting in, and I'm super excited for. I think next week or so, it should be done and should be like super
Nice.
completely 100% unveiled. So, yeah, just shout out to those guys, man. Believing in me and giving me a shot, and putting me on the team with them. I'm super excited to see what we can do.
Yeah, definitely love to have you on the team, man.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, everybody, please give Prime a follow on Facebook, Twitch, Kick, Twitter, right? Yeah, you have a Twitter account as well?
Yeah, Gifted Prime.
Okay.
Gifted Prime on Twitter.
Awesome.
Yeah, I'm pretty active on Twitter.
Nice. Well, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it. I enjoyed our conversation, getting to know you. Looking forward to possibly meeting you one day if you come out to VyralCon.
Yeah. I need to make it out.
Do it.
I need to make it
Definitely
out.
do it.
Absolutely. Would
a
love to
fun
meet
time,
you.
man.
Yeah. I want to link up with all the guys. The only person I've met so far is Chris.
Okay.
So definitely would love to meet the team and see what you guys are all about for sure.
Oh, yeah.
It was great to meet you. Great interview here, man. Love the questions and I haven't done one of these in quite some time. If you want to be real, it's been a minute. So some of the stuff was on the spot, but yeah, thank you, man. This was great.
Yeah, no problem.
Appreciate
And
you.
like I tell everybody, I'd love to do a follow-up interview at some time to kind of see like where things have gone since our last discussion, and see where things will be going for the future.
Yeah, absolutely.
Cool. Thanks again. Thanks viewers out there for everything. Make sure you like and subscribe the video. And until next time, take it easy.